Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a hot minute since the last time I posted a video, but we have been up to some things. I mean, a lot of things. So back in September, my family and I went on our first Disney trip. Now this is the first time we've ever done something this big as a whole family, and we made it a surprise. So I kind of wanted to tell you about some of the things that we've learned on the way and maybe give you some tips and tricks for your family's trip to Disney. We made this a super big surprise for the kids, put together a box, and in the morning we kind of just knocked on the door and said, hey, there's a big box out here. Who ordered something? And so that's kind of how we started our trip, with a nice little poem I wrote for the kids about Minnie and Mickey wanting to come and see them. And that's how we started.
We're going to Disney World.
Are you excited?
Yes.
What are you most excited about?
Going to see Mickey. I want to see Minnie.
You want to see Minnie? Alright guys, we made it through security.
That was fast security.
It was. Nana, can you sit next to Daddy?
Sit next to me.
Oh, I'm taking pictures.
Did you even have to take a picture?
I did.
Did you have to?
I don't know. Yeah, she said so. So my first tip for you would be to plan your Disney trip during low season, aka September. That's when we always go to a theme park in Florida, is September. And one of the biggest things is to avoid those weekends. Weekends is when everyone's off of school. You have your Disney season pass holders that want to go. So the weekdays, early in the morning, that's the peak time to go. Also, side note, September is when the weather is a little bit more mild, so you won't be caught in lines in the dead heat of Florida sun. So check Disney's site, because when those tickets are cheaper in price, that's the low season. That's when you want to go. Okay, so from the moment you get off that flight, you are already like smack dab in the middle of Disney merchandise. So don't plan on saving money. You're at Disney World. Everything is going to be expensive, and God bless you if you find any sales. So the best way to keep from breaking your bank and like emptying your pockets so quickly is by budgeting for your daily expenses. One of the biggest expenses is going to be food. So make sure that you have a look at the restaurants beforehand and prepare yourself for how much you're going to spend. Keep in mind that some of those meals at Disney are huge. So if you have smaller children, they can share those meals. So we decided that on our Disney vacation, we were going to do one major restaurant sit-down meal a day. And like I said, we tried to go ahead and prepay those meals. So one of those meals we ate at Cinderella's Castle. I know my kids, and my kids love breakfast. So I made sure that one of our biggest meals was going to be something that they ate, so I get the most bang for my buck. And it would start us out for the day. If you eat midday when the sun is high, you just feel so groggy and so beat down, and the kids get super whiny. So in my opinion, it's best to have a lighter lunch with a heavier breakfast or a heavier dinner. So that's just how it works for me. You know your family and you know how your kids are, so do what's best for your kids. My next tip is use Disney transportation as much as possible. If you don't have a car and you're not planning to leave the Disney Resort or the Disney Springs area, please save yourself the hassle of bringing car seats. We did that. We lugged car seats all around Houston Airport, all around Orlando Airport, and it was a pain, and we didn't need them. So back in the day, Disney used to have a shuttle that would take you for free from the airport to your Disney resort. That's not free anymore. You have to pay for either Mears Connect or the Sunshine Flyer, but I would definitely pay for it. It's relatively cheap, and it takes you straight from the resort to the airport and vice versa, from the airport to the resort. So I would definitely go ahead and grab your reservation for that. And then, of course, they have their multiple other ways of traveling on their premises or on their campus. They have the use of their minivan, which is like their Uber, and then they have their monorail, the ferry, and all the other methods that you can travel throughout the parks. Next biggest tip, if you could swing it, is stay at a Disney resort. I know it's super expensive, but it's totally worth it. I've lived in Florida almost my entire life, and I've never stayed at a resort. This was the very first time I did, and it was such a good choice. The stay was at the Polynesian, and we were considered one of Disney's deluxe resorts. And it's really only a monorail or a ferry ride away from Magic Kingdom. You can literally see Magic Kingdom from the clubhouse at the Polynesian, which is super, super nice. So even though it's pricey, the resort staff and the convenience and the location is perfect with families of small children. We opted for the club level stay, which means that we had a couple of extra perks, which is like getting there to the park a little bit early, and one of the biggest ones was having access to the clubhouse, which serves breakfast, a light lunch, snacks, and dessert at the end of every night. So every day there's food, and that was such a big money saver for us. When we did the math, it was cheaper to pay the club level than to eat out every meal at the park. But keep in mind that the club doesn't provide full meals. It only has it's like a grazing station. They have mac and cheese, they have charcuterie options, but basically it's enough to keep you full and keep you satisfied. And they have beer on tap, and coffee. They have the best Nespresso machine, so I would definitely go for it. They always have a kid-friendly option, and the staff accommodate for guests no matter what, so they're really, really great. The pools are amazing, the on-campus restaurants are delicious, and they have so many events going on at the resort alone that it would take a whole separate vacation for the resort alone, period. So trust me, it's totally worth it. So when you're booking your stay at a Disney resort, they give you options, they give you levels of rooms, they give you views, and of course it changes, in terms of price, what you're looking for. So we kind of chose a little bit mid-scale, mid-range, and I'm happy that we did. We got a really nice view of the pool area, and we actually did enjoy it. Sometimes you get a hotel room and you never even go outside, but we did, and I was really satisfied with how they took care of the rooms and this level of service that they gave us. There are two pools located at the Polynesian. One, that first one that you saw, was a little bit of the more quiet adult area, and then there's this one that has the more kid-friendly slides. It's louder and a little bit funner in my opinion. This is their main pool. No matter what, Disney food is amazing. Honeycomb, I can't tell you how much I ate. That was so good and new to me. It's 10 out of 10, would recommend. Next tip, rent a stroller. Please, please, please do not rent one of those plastic strollers from Disney. Go to an outside company and rent a good stroller. We got ours from Scooterbug, and it was the best and easiest experience. No matter your age of your kid, get the stroller. By the end of the day, it's going to be hot. It's going to be late. Get them that stroller. It was the easiest experience. They literally dropped it off at concierge, so I just picked it up in the morning, and then at the end of our stay we dropped it off at concierge again, and they picked it up. So it was super easy and super convenient. I would totally recommend you do it. Next tip, get to those parks early. You have to be there at least 30 minutes before the park opens, and lines are already going to be formed. Some of the best perks that you can really get when you get there early is little lines, short lines. You get your pictures done, and really you can just get in when nobody's there yet. It's like usually you're standing shoulder to shoulder. If you get there early during low season, you're comfortable, it's cool, calm, and collected. And also another tip, wake up right before 7 a.m. and log into your Disney app to save your spot for any fast passes that you want. That saying, the early bird gets the worm, definitely applies to Disney. Those Disney fans are serious, so you have to play that game if you want to make sure to get on those rides and see those things ASAP. Side note, we went ahead and paid for the photo pass. That is the best thing you can do. If you want to take pictures and know that you have good, professional style pictures of your trip, of course you're going to have your phone and you're going to take pictures as you're there, but those professional style portraits and whatever you want, they're perfect and easy to get if you go ahead and get that photo pass. Next, invest in magic bands. So magic bands will save your life. If you're tired of whipping out your wallet at every turn, at every single place that you gotta be, get that magic band connected with your credit card and scan away. Super, super easy. Your fast passes are on there, your tickets are on there. So your magic band is basically so easy. It's I can't even express it. They can be used for each family member for every visit to your park. So once you buy them, it's assigned to you, and you can use it for any upcoming park tickets. For those of you hardcore Disney fans, they have those new Magic Band Plus, and they're more expensive, but if you're looking to enhance your Disney experience, get that Magic Band Plus. Basically what it's going to do is anytime you scan it, it's going to have some sort of like interactive code, or not code, but it's just going to have this cool like little thing that happens. So it's different for every kind of monument or whatever that you go by. We didn't get it because it's fairly new, and so we didn't know how it worked really, and didn't know if there was going to really be anything interactive at that point. So you're like, we'll just stick with the regular ones, especially because the kids are young and we're going to have to buy them new magic bands when they get older because they're small. So we decided to skip on it for now. I will tell you, one of the best things about this trip was just seeing my kids' reaction. When we initially told them that we were going, they were excited, but I didn't realize they didn't know what Disney World was. They never thought about it in terms of like it being a real place. So they were just kind of like, oh, okay, thanks, that's gonna be cool, until we got there. And as soon as we saw that castle, their faces were just like, what in the world? So the reactions on this trip was just a definite once in a lifetime. When I was younger, they used to say we take younger kids to Disney for us, to remember our children's reactions. And that was definitely how it went on this trip. Next, buy those snacks and goodies ahead of time. As soon as we got to the resort, I placed an Instacart order and ordered just a bunch of snacks and fruits and water and Gatorade just to put in our backpack for the daily trip to each park, and it came in handy. When we were stuck in those lines and the kids were thirsty or just wanted something to munch on, we just reached into our one backpack and grabbed everything. We always make sure to just take one backpack so that we're not overburdened with all these bags. So definitely look into doing that. Another tip is Florida weather. Florida weather is crazy. Sometimes it's pouring rain and it doesn't stop, and sometimes you get a sunny day right after. Don't give up. Pack those ponchos in your bag and be ready for the next step. Critical next step. Take those nap breaks. If you can, especially if you're staying at one of Disney's resorts, take a nap break for the kids. In the heat of the day, we would come back and we would escape those crabby moments and have wonderful moments like these because we went during the heat of the day, which is like 12 to 3, took naps, went and got an Uncrustable or some kind of snack, and we're just recharged for the rest of the evening. Go back if you can and take a nap with your kids. So your ticket, your Disney ticket, you can go and come out of the same park multiple times as long as you have your ticket with you. So if you can, go give them a nap. They need it. So do you. Take a break. Remember, this Disney trip isn't supposed to be stressful. Do everything that you can to enjoy these moments because really and honestly, it took us a whole year to save for this trip, and the last thing we wanted was for us to remember all the stress that we had. We wanted it to be a true vacation. So do your homework, talk to a travel agent, go on Pinterest, Google it, watch YouTube videos. They have a plethora of information for you to make this trip amazing. Final but most important tip is get a Disney travel agent. Getting a Disney travel agent is the very best thing that we ever could have done. Our agent was so easy to work with. She was so responsive and she had so much knowledge about the parks, the restaurants, and pretty much everything else. If you're looking for resort prices, if you have questions about what park you want to go to or what they have, if you want to know what the best stroller rentals are, or really like anything, your Disney travel agent is a one-stop shop. Literally, I cannot express how much my agent Talia helped us with planning and paying for our trip. We were able to pay for it in installments rather than a lump sum.
And engineers, you harpoon that precious cargo. All right, into the cockpit. I hope you are ready, my friends, but be sure.
I can honestly say that if you're looking for a stress-free, well-planned Disney vacation, a Disney travel agent is the best person you could ask for. If you're looking to book a Disney vacation or a cruise, you have to call my girl Talia. She will hook you up. So I'll put her details in the description box below, but this travel agent, regardless if it's mine or someone else you may know, they will make your life so easy. You're focusing on your kids, you're focusing on your family time, and you know that everything is pretty much planned out. It's all set out in front of you. Every single time your phone will just buzz for the next reservation that you have coming up, and it's so easy. Go do it if you can. side notes, my agent was able to tell me of the best restaurants, best recommendations, and this was by far one of the coolest. It was like a drive-in theater, and the cars were actually the tables. So if you could go, I would try to go to this restaurant. We didn't really eat a lot, but we had some snacks and we had a good time. Another perk is that if you're on the Disney resorts, you can go visit other resorts. So we went to the Grand Floridian and it was absolutely beautiful. Every single resort has its own theme, and this one is like a Victorian era kind of hotel. It was just absolutely gorgeous. This is the Polynesian Family Water Park in full action. So we decided to skip a park on the Saturday because Saturdays are always busy, and we went to Disney Springs and just kind of hung out at the resort and messed around and was able to enjoy the amenities. We did go to the T-Rex Cafe and it was amazing. You do need reservations. Don't be like me. I went one time and I thought we were going to be able to be seated and we were not. So reserve a spot if you'd like to go to any kind of Disney Springs restaurants, and that's something that you can do through your travel agent too. Also, side note, we did use the Disney bus line to take us to Disney Springs and back to the Polynesian. The Polynesian has a beach, and every night during the fireworks show, they actually put in the sound over to the beach so you can watch the show. Don't forget to set some money aside to go shopping. Disney always has some of the nicest, cutest shops, so don't go crazy, but you can buy a couple things here and there without breaking the bank. Another tip, don't set yourself up for failure. September is the Food and Wine Festival at Epcot. Unless you have a babysitter, don't go during that time. Like, if you have kids and you want to participate in the Food and Wine Festival, be prepared, okay? Just be prepared. It's delicious, it's amazing. Yeah. Able to get on the new Guardians of the Galaxy ride, I gotta tell you, go do it. It's amazing. It's one of the best rides I've ever been on. Terry Crews said we're not allowed to video, so he kind of intimidated me and I shut off my camera, but it's amazing. Go. Remember Bruce?
All
of the day, I know it's a ton of information and there's so much more I could tell you, and I'm not even an expert. But this was really one of the best vacations we ever had with our kids in a long, long time. Well, maybe at all, because my kids are young, right? It was expensive. We really had to buckle down and save money and think outside of the box to get here. But I would totally do it again. We probably won't do it for another 5 years, just for another experience for the kids. But at the end of the day, I have to say, don't spoil your kids with things. Spoil your kids with your time, with your attention, and with experiences. That's what I learned on this trip. So, I hope to see you guys soon. I'm putting out more videos, and see you then.